They threw you into the fire. They pushed you into darkness, thinking you would shatter, crumble, disappear. They whispered behind closed doors, "She won't survive. He can't handle this." And for a moment, you almost believed them. The smoke rose, the walls shook, the world seemed to close in on you, relentless, merciless. Every step you took felt heavier than the last. Every heartbeat echoed like a warning. But here's the truth they didn't see. Here's the truth they could never imagine. You are not fragile. You are not breakable. You are fire. They expected tears. They expected defeat. They expected you to kneel, to beg, to bow to their narrative. They imagined you quiet, compliant, consumed by the chaos they created. They imagined you swallowed by failure, trapped in the shadows of their doubt. But reality has a way of shocking those who underestimate you. Reality, you survived. Not quietly, not humbly, not quietly. You survived like a storm waiting to be unleashed. They never knew resilience lived inside you like molten steel. They never guessed that every insult, every betrayal, every cut in the night was fuel. Fuel for a fire they thought they had doused. They expected ashes. Instead, they watched sparks ignite. Did they really think you'd stay broken? Did they think fire could ever cage a soul born to blaze? It began quietly. At first, it was subtle, a refusal to give up, a glance back at the world that wanted to bury you. It was in the way you held your chin high, even when the weight of despair pressed down. It was in the way you chose your own story, even when everyone else wrote your lines for you. You learned to move through the smoke. You learned to walk through the storm, letting the wind whip at your skin until it no longer hurt. It only strengthened you. You learned that every wound could teach, every scar could shine, and every failure was a lesson carved in fire. They thought isolation would break you. They thought loneliness would make you weak, but they didn't know. The nights you felt most alone were the nights you met yourself. The nights your tears fell silently were the nights your soul became unshakable. The nights of endless questions, why me, why now, were the nights you found answers buried deep inside, answers they could never touch. You became deliberate. Every movement precise, every thought sharpened. You became a hunter of opportunities, a seeker of truth, a master of your inner world. Every obstacle was no longer a chain. It was a forge, hammering you into someone who could never be bent, never be broken, never be tamed. And the world began to notice. And then they saw it. The same people who mocked you, who laughed at your struggle, who counted your tears as victories for themselves, they saw you rise. They saw the fire you carried, burning hotter than their doubts, brighter than their lies. They saw that the person they tried to crush had turned the pain into power. The fear in their eyes was delicious, the envy palpable. "Who does she think she is?" they whispered. "He can't possibly be like this," they muttered. Did they really believe you would bow to their cruelty? Did they really believe their judgment could ever define you? You had become an anomaly in their carefully constructed world, a force that moved differently, breathed differently, dared differently, and that terrified them. Every insult they threw now bounced off your skin like rain off a mountain. Every betrayal they hoped would wound you became another spark for the fire they could never extinguish. And as they recoiled in shock, you smiled, quietly, calmly, knowing that the storm inside you was only beginning. Do you feel it? That surge rising in your chest? That power that once felt distant, now pulsing in every vein? This is your transformation. This is where you step from the shadows into your own light. The world may try to define you, confine you, minimize your existence, but you are infinite. Every challenge is no longer a burden, it's a crown forming on your head. Every hardship is no longer a wound, it's armor, polished by the fire of your endurance. Every betrayal is no longer a trap, it's a stepping stone to your empire, your kingdom, your domain of self-mastery. Look at them now. Do you see their hesitation, their confusion? Do you see the ones who once laughed now questioning themselves because they never expected you to become unstoppable? And yet, here you are, rising from the ruins they created, unbroken, unbowed, unapologetic. You've learned the rhythm of resilience, the dance of persistence. You've learned that storms are not enemies, they are teachers. You've learned that fire does not destroy you, it reveals you. Every night of doubt, every day of struggle, every moment they tried to bury you has built you into this force, and now you move differently. You walk with purpose, you speak with conviction, you carry a presence they cannot ignore. And now, the world witnesses the full spectacle of your becoming. The fire they thought would burn you has consumed their expectations and left behind only brilliance. You are the flame they never imagined, the unstoppable force they never respected, the story they never predicted. You don't need their validation. You don't need their approval. Their opinions are nothing more than smoke in the wind. You are peace in motion. You are power in silence. You are mastery in its purest form. And every glance, every whisper, every regret in their eyes only fuels the quiet satisfaction that comes with true triumph. The kind that doesn't need applause, the kind that doesn't seek revenge, the kind that simply is. Because you have become more than what they could understand, more than what they could control, more than what they could ever imagine. You are fire incarnate, and now they burn in the shadow of your flame. Do you feel it yet? That trembling in your chest, that electric pulse running through your veins, that is not fear, that is not doubt, that is life awakening inside you, roaring louder than the world ever dared to shout. They thought they could clip your wings. They thought their lies could chain your spirit. They thought that if they whispered enough doubt, if they painted enough darkness, you would surrender. But surrender is not in your nature. You are not the type to kneel to shadows. You are not the type to hand over your power to those who only know destruction. Every scar you carry tells a story they will never understand. Every battle you fought in silence has made you relentless, unshakable, unstoppable. Can you see it? Can you feel the fire you've carried through every night of despair? That fire is no longer hidden. It is blazing. It is transforming you into a force that can neither be contained nor ignored. And now the world begins to notice, not because you begged for attention, not because you sought permission, but because the energy you radiate cannot be denied. You are the embodiment of resilience, a living testament to what it means to rise from the ashes stronger than ever. They will try to mimic you. They will try to intimidate you. They will try to make you doubt yourself again. But this time, you see clearly. Every attempt to hurt you is fuel for your flame. Every doubt they cast is another spark that makes you shine brighter. Did they really think fire could ever be tamed? Did they really think that pain would break you? Look around. The storms you once feared are now your playground. The nights you once dreaded are now your sanctuary. Every challenge you faced, every betrayal, every moment when the world turned its back on you, it was all preparation for this moment. The moment you realized that your power comes not from the approval of others, but from the strength within yourself. You have become a warrior of your own story, not just surviving, but thriving, not just existing, but commanding your destiny. The fear that once haunted you has turned into clarity. The uncertainty that once crippled you has turned into vision. The pain that once blinded you has turned into wisdom. And the most beautiful part, you are untouchable now, not because you are invincible, but because you have embraced your own light so fully that nothing can dim it. You carry a calm power, a silent authority, a presence that speaks louder than words ever could. Every person who doubted you is now witnessing your evolution, and it is breathtaking. The same ones who wanted to see you fall now see you rise, not in anger, not in revenge, but in absolute mastery of yourself. They cannot reach you because you are no longer chasing approval. You are no longer competing for recognition. You are no longer defined by their expectations. And that is the most powerful victory of all. Because true power is not in the battles you fight outside, but in the peace you command within. True triumph is not in silencing the critics, but in silencing your own inner doubts. True mastery is not in proving them wrong, it is in proving to yourself that you were never theirs to break. So rise. Rise with the intensity of a storm, the patience of a mountain, the brilliance of a star burning across the night sky. Rise not because you need to, but because you choose to embody the fire that lives within you. And when they watch, when they whisper, when they wonder how you did it, let them. Let them stand in the shadow of a force they tried to destroy and failed. Let them see that you were never the one meant to break. You were meant to become the flame. Yes, they thought fire would burn you, but fire is who you are. And now, you are unstoppable. Take a breath, feel it. The world can try to test you. The world can try to burn you, but you are the flame. You are the storm. You are the unstoppable force rising from ashes. Remember this, every challenge, every betrayal, every impossible night is not the end. It is the beginning. They cannot define you. They cannot limit you. They cannot stop you. You are your own fire. You are your own light. And when the world tries to dim your brilliance, let them watch as you rise, because they thought fire would burn you, and you became the flame.